everybody, Libby Liberty here. Today, I'm going to tell you about one of our great American heroes, Mr. George Washington Carver. As a boy, George Washington Carver loved plants. He experimented with different types of soil and natural pesticides, and his neighbors began to call him the plant doctor for his ability to diagnose what was wrong with their orchards and farms and fix it. Young George didn't know his birthday, but he knew that he was born before the end of slavery in the American South. He didn't know his mother and father, but he knew Moses and Susan Carver, a married couple who took him in along with his brother James and taught him to read and write. The Carvers took care of George and James and raised them as their own after slavery was abolished in 1865. It was Susan Carver who taught George Washington Carver about plants. When George was 11, he decided to leave the Carvers' farm to attend school in Neosho, Missouri, because his town of Diamond Grove did not allow black students. George Washington Carver attended many different schools and stayed with many different foster families in his quest for education. He was finally accepted to Highlands University in Kansas. But once he arrived, Highlands University wouldn't let him attend classes. Why? Because he was a black man. However, he wasn't going to allow himself to be deterred in his quest for education. While he planned his next move, he continued to study and experiment with plants and flowers. And then finally, in 1891, he was accepted to Iowa State Agricultural College, now Iowa State University, to study botany, the science of plants. He was the first black student to attend this university, the first African American to graduate with a Bachelor of Science, and, many years later, the first black faculty member at Iowa State Agricultural College. Eventually, Booker T. Washington convinced George Washington Carver to come and teach at what is now Tuskegee University in Alabama, where he taught for 47 years. Carver's major research focused on the most productive ways of growing crops like cotton, soybeans, pecans, and most famously, peanuts. In one speech, he listed over 146 different uses for peanuts, and some of his research is still influencing farmers today. George Washington Carver was known to be a thrifty man, and in the years before he died, he began to use his life savings to build a museum, documenting all of his work and research. He also built the George Washington Carver Foundation at Tuskegee University to make sure that his creations would continue to impact generations of farmers. George Washington Carver did many cool things in his life, and he donated his savings to make sure that these things could always be remembered and used for future generations. What do you think about this? Why is saving money a good thing? You think about it, my super citizens, and I'll see you later.